Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet the CEO of the DEC Network. They've been around for 11 years and they help startups not just get off the ground, soar. That's next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, I remember starting this company from my home in 2008, and I got to admit, it was kind of lonely. All those people that I used to hang out with when I was in corporate America, I wasn't really hanging out with them anymore, and so you really have to find your tribe, and you have to find mentors, and that's what this next segment is all about. Bill Chinn is in the studio. He's with the DEC Network. Thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, Jeff, how you doing?
Absolutely. So you've been with the DEC Network for 5 years. Organization's been around for 11. Mm-hmm. Tell us about the very early days. How did it start?
Well, a guy named Trey Bowles started it, and it's funny. You talk about finding your tribe, right? That's how he started it. Was entrepreneurs are pretty lonely out there. Didn't have a lot of places to go. He opened the first of his incubators in West Dallas, and went great. Showed up. I mean, I was around at the time, and I think we were all a little bit surprised how much pent up demand there was. And it's grown a lot since then. And it's grown from sort of a traditional incubator onto more of an accelerator. Now we have a few different units, but there's a real focus around entrepreneurs of color and women entrepreneurs. Big growth in 11 years.
Outstanding. We're going to pull up the website, and as we scroll down the website, talk about your leadership. So when you were with another nonprofit, Big Brothers Big Sisters, so what were some challenges you faced as you took over this new organization?
I had a lot of challenges, but it was all a lot of fun. I mean, I love entrepreneurism. I love nonprofit. So there was a lot of great synergies between those two organizations. In fact, we have a lot of board members in common. So it was a pretty easy transition. I'd worked with Trey before, and he had a great reputation. The only thing, and sometimes this comes up in our line of work, is working for founders can be tough, and it's their baby. But that wasn't my experience at all. I mean, Trey had founded it. He stuck around. He's still around. I mean, I'll see him today, as a matter of fact. And he's been an absolute pleasure to work with. But it was really just keeping up with the growth. That was the tough part.
Well, I think what's happened here in the last few years is it's become extremely sexy to become an entrepreneur. You think about all the famous entrepreneurs like Mark Cuban, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, and so many young people see this and say, "Whoa, it's easy. I'll just start up a company." Yeah. But there's a lot of pitfalls, and unless you're hanging around other more successful entrepreneurs, you can quickly find yourself out of business, can't you?
Yeah, you can't, Jeff. And I think you understand the industry real well. They learn from each other much more than they learn from us. I mean, we have a curriculum. I mean, I taught entrepreneurism at SMU, and we have 200 mentors who are amazing. But at the end of the day, you got that right. They learn best from each other. And part of that learning can sometimes be failing, and failing fast. We have a tendency to focus on the person rather than the idea. You get sort of a pattern recognition over the years, and you kind of have a sense of what might work and what not work, but you're never 100% sure. But what you need to do is make sure you figured out the person. And if the person is exciting, sometimes they fail 2 or 3 times before they hit the right idea. And we've got some patience. I mean, we'll hang with them. We like them to fail fast if they're going to fail, and then come back to us with a better idea. But it is something that we have built on a philosophy. Is we believe in this person is going to be a great owner someday. This may not be the idea, but they'll be an idea eventually.
Outstanding. We found a great testimonial video. Let's go ahead and roll that now.
The mission of the DEC is to help entrepreneurs and small business owners start build, and grow their businesses. And the way that we do that is through 4 key pillars: community, advocacy, mentorship, and education.
Everything from how to start a business, to how to get funding, to how to grow the business, to where to look for customers, to how to market, that all can be found through the educational resources that the DEC provides.
The DEC has done a great job of engaging some of the most successful people across the community to really participate in helping entrepreneurs start and grow their ventures.
You have this great idea, but really you don't know where to go from there. So, there's that opportunity to reach out for people who are doing the exact same thing you are. And frankly, the people who've been there and done that, and it can save so much time.
What you've seen from the DEC Network here in the past year is an emphasis on helping individuals start their business with things like the Your Startup cohort. You've seen our entrepreneurship one-on-one boot camp called Branding for Beginners, which is helping folks who are looking to start their business, get it off the ground. Then additionally, we're addressing the needs that were unveiled in the pandemic. One of the things we learned is many small business owners didn't have access to the resources that they needed.
What's so important as we look at the advocacy work that the DEC Network does across North Texas is that it's to tell the story and the reality that exists around startups. Because the one thing that we don't always remember is that job creation happens at that level. Because if you invest in creating an infrastructure for entrepreneurs to be successful, then what you're really doing is investing in the future economy of your community.
One of the things that I missed when I left the corporate world and got into the entrepreneur area, there's very little common thread to pull people together to be able to share ideas, to be able to talk and identify problems, to look and discuss with other people going through the same thing that you're going through. That's a tremendous community resource that the DEC provides.
One of the important reasons to leverage the DEC Network is to help small businesses develop the social capital as well as the knowledge capital that they need to grow businesses.
The difficult thing, if you've got a great idea and you've got a great business that you're going to start, is everyone kind of expects you to be able to do everything, right? 360 degrees. You got to be the marketing department, payroll, management, accountants, and no human being, no matter how smart, has got all those skill sets that reside in one person.
It's not what you know you don't know that's a problem, it's what you don't know. And it's especially visceral as an entrepreneur because one mistake could cost you your livelihood and the livelihoods of others.
And that's when we can bring in our more than 300 mentors to help people get to that next educational step.
We put people in a room and we create what we like to call organic collisions. And those collisions end up making amazing things happen over time.
One of the biggest assets with coming to a city like Dallas is its people. Dallas is a true melting pot. There is a diverse and inclusive environment in terms of the people you'll be able to tap into, regardless if you're looking for education, if you're looking for a certain skill set or industry background. We have that here in Dallas. So I would say it's people and it's talent make Dallas an attractive city.
Wow, and you guys keep growing. You told me you opened a couple of new centers?
Yeah, two in a year. That was tough. So we opened one in the southern sector of Dallas, which is Redbird Mall, 20,000 square foot, and then also in an opportunity zip code in the southern part of Fort Worth.
Outstanding. Congratulations on your success.
Thanks.
We were talking before the show, and you started to share a favorite success story with me. Would you share that with the audience?
Yeah, sure, Jeff. Yeah, that is kind of one of my favorites. We had an amazing entrepreneur came to us about 11 years ago named Brenda Stoner. And she had kind of a weekend gig. She's moving bedroom sets around in her 4x4 and doing great. But she came to us, she surrounded herself with that sort of tribe that you talked about in the beginning. And people gave her a lot of advice, and we put her with a mentor, a really good mentor. And that really turned into Pickup, which was an amazing idea. And, if your refrigerator goes in the fridge, and a lot of people just move their food to the refrigerator in the garage, but if you don't have one in the garage, you've got a lot of food that's about to spoil. So what she does is she gives you that opportunity. You Uber to Home Depot, you pick out your refrigerator, and then you hit Pickup, and comes some burly guy with his 4x4. You put the refrigerator in the back, you jump in the cab, and then you've got all the food off the kitchen table. All for about a third of the cost of Home Depot delivery. Wow. So it's a great business. Went to 50 states. I think I want to get my numbers right here, but Ross Perot Jr. gave her $9.5 million as an investment. And that was about 5 years ago. She exited about a year ago. Now she's starting another business, which is awesome, really awesome. So those are the fun ones. And the thing about Brenda is she's so grateful to the community that she comes back and helps all the time. So she speaks for us. She mentors for us. I mean, she's just around. And so, what an invaluable experience to kind of see the next generation of entrepreneurs.
That is so cool. Yeah, I get it. I'm a member of EO Dallas, which is an entrepreneur organization, and I remember walking in for the first time, and I was like, "This is my land. These are my people." The air just smelled different to me. You love working with entrepreneurs, don't you?
Oh man, the energy level is just incredible. And even when I hear ideas that I'm like, man, I'm not sure that's going to work. The passion of the founder, it's hard not to get caught up in that. So it's fun.
Outstanding. Okay, in the little time we have left, how can people get involved? You're a 501c3, so obviously you need donations. Do you need more mentors? What is your biggest need right now?
Well, Jeff, mentors is a big one, right? I mean, so we do, and anyone who's got an interest in, and a lot of the really great mentors are Fortune 500 folks who always kind of wanted to quit that, important corporate job. They're a little bit surprised how useful they can be to an entrepreneur, and especially in the financial or strategic fields. But they don't have to have all their bases covered. So we really encourage just anyone who's had a business career, likes entrepreneurism, to contact us. You get on our website, and it's the DEC Network. First one to come up because I think we did our SOEs, right? And just fill out the mentor form, and then we put you in touch with a mentee, and it's a lot of fun. My old boss at GameStop, CEO of GameStop, Dan DeMano, an amazing guy. He had like 7 mentees, and he loves it. Wow. He follows every single one of them, and he sends me clippings of how they're doing every time they get in the paper. And so, it's a lot of fun to mentor.
Cool. Well, Bill, thank you so much for sharing your story and your wisdom. We're going to leave you with the website. There's several ways to get there, but thedec.co is a good way to get there as well. Bill Chinn, the great Bill Chinn. Thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, thanks, Jeff. I appreciate it.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.